केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, after a very long time, India saw its leader of opposition in full political action. Not from behind a podium, not through a post on X, not at a press conference, not from a grand stage, but on the streets of Delhi, in a direct confrontation with the government. Rahul Gandhi, accompanied by some of his top leaders, including the chief ministers of Karnataka and Kerala, took everyone by surprise as he marched to the Prime Minister's residence and sat on a dharna. The Congress says this was a fight for justice after the police action on protesting students. The Congress chose one of the most heavily secured stretches in the national capital, a high security zone where public demonstrations are not permitted at all. They stood there with their hands tied, symbolizing a handcuffed democracy and suppression of their rights. They also raised the political stakes, widening its line of fire. What began with demands for the education minister's resignation today expanded to bring the Prime Minister and the Home Minister in the crosshairs.
जब तक छात्रों को, युवाओं को न्याय नहीं मिल जाता, कांग्रेस पार्टी हमारे लिए हम लोग यहाँ से नहीं हिलने वाले। दिन हो या रात, नरेंद्र मोदी को बाहर आना पड़ेगा। पूरी कांग्रेस पार्टी जो जहाँ है यहाँ आए और धरने पर बैठ आए।
Therefore, we had come here to tell to him that the education minister must resign. He should dismiss the education minister. There should be action against the Delhi police, who is the home minister is responsible for it. Modi is responsible for it.
गृह मंत्री आए, दोनों सदनों में बयान दे, उस पर चर्चा हो।
नहीं, इसके अलावा कोई रास्ता नहीं बचा। हमारे नेता बैठे हुए हैं अभी। हम लोग अभी जब तक उनका फैसला होगा तब तक बैठे रहेंगे। हम लोग ये लगातार बोल रहे हैं, कोई तरीका सुनने का नहीं समझने में आ रहा है कि लोग किसी तरह से समझ पाए। ये लोग सुनने को तैयार नहीं है।
जब जब मोदी डरता है, पुलिस को आगे करता है। जब जब मोदी डरता है।
Delhi police moved in quickly, citing security concerns. Officers tried to persuade Rahul Gandhi to leave the high security zone. It didn't quite work. Then, in an unusual intervention, Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office, Jitendra Singh, personally stepped in to break the impasse. The centre says it accepted Rahul Gandhi's initial demand for a discussion on neet in Parliament. The government, however, has alleged that Rahul Gandhi then rewrote the terms of engagement, demanding the education minister's resignation as well as ensuring the confrontation continued, and also demanded a debate on the lathi charge and violence with students.
तो इन नेताओं की वरिष्ठता को देखते हुए सरकार की ओर से ये फैसला हुआ कि मैं स्वयं और मेरे संग केंद्रीय गृह सचिव इस नेताओं से मिले, और हम ये सोच करके गए थे हम बड़ी विनम्रता से अपनी बात रखेंगे, तर्क रखेंगे कि सरकार से अगर चर्चा कर ली जाए बैठ करके तो ज्यादा बेहतर है। बहरहाल वहां पहुंचने पर हमें श्री राहुल गांधी जी ने ये आग्रह किया कि यदि सरकार संसद में चर्चा के लिए तैयार हो जाती है नीट और उसके साथ संबंधित शिक्षा संबंधित विषयों को लेकर के, तो वो तुरंत अपना धरना समाप्त कर देंगे।
And even as this standoff was on, Rahul Gandhi put out a public call for reinforcements, urging every patriotic Indian who believes students deserve justice to join the Dharna. The appeal quickly drew a political response. Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav joined the protest, hoping to raise political stakes.
जिम्मेदारी ये बनती है कि प्रधानमंत्री मांग को तो माने, छात्रों की मांग को तो माने। आखिरकार छात्रों की मांग क्यों नहीं मान रहे हैं?
Rahul Gandhi's invite to join his Dharna was aimed at the entire opposition, but except Akhilesh Yadav, no one else RSVP'd. The rest of the opposition chose a different stage. Leaders such as Sharad Pawar, Sanjay Raut and Arvind Kejriwal all converged at Jantar Mantar. The agenda, however, was the same, attacking the center.
ऐसे लगता है जो जलियांवाला बाग में जनरल डायर ने किया था वो भी शायद मोदी जी ने पीछे छोड़ दिया।
कभी हिटलर ने अपने पॉलिटिकल लोगों के साथ इस तरह का एक गैंग बनाया था, कभी हिटलर ने बनाया था और आज हम लोग भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार में देख रहे हैं।
दरकार হলে ককরোচের প্রোগ্রামে আমি নিজেও যাব, কারণ আমাদের সমর্থন প্রথম থেকেই ছিল, আছে এবং থাকবে।
Eventually, Delhi police had to forcibly detain and remove leaders from the protest site. The images were dramatic. Rahul Gandhi lying on the road, Priyanka Gandhi resisting detention, Akhilesh Yadav being taken away. But Rahul Gandhi's surprise decision to launch a parallel protest after remaining absent from the CJP agitation at Jantar Mantar and Sonam Wangchuk's month-long fast has raised eyebrows. The Aam Aadmi Party has alleged it is an attempt to hijack the original movement, shift the spotlight away from the Jantar Mantar protest and hand the BJP exactly the political diversion it needed. So was this the return of an aggressive Rahul Gandhi, outmaneuvering the government, eclipsing the month-long CJP agitation and scoring in terms of political optics? The BJP says it is just a carefully choreographed spectacle, especially at a time when the centre says it has opened every avenue for dialogue. It is ready for a discussion in parliament and is sending senior ministers to negotiate, and yet the opposition chose confrontation over conversation.
प्रधानमंत्री जी ने अपील भी किया है कि उनका जो सजा है उसको सख्ती से सख्ती सजा कैसे दिया जाए, उसमें सारा टॉप क्लास के वकील लोग भी साथ दें, ताकि जो पेपर लीक जैसे पाप काम किया है उन लोगों को घोर सख्त सजा मिले।
राहुल जी कोई साधारण नेता नहीं है, वो देश के लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन है, नेता प्रतिपक्ष है। उन्हें ये अच्छी तरह से पता है कि प्रोटेस्ट के लिए, प्रदर्शन के लिए दिल्ली में कौन से ऐसे स्थान हैं जो निर्धारित है। देयर आर डेजिग्नेटेड एरियाज, देयर आर डेजिग्नेटेड स्पेसेस carved out particularly protest in Delhi. उसके बावजूद भी अचानक बिना किसी परमिशन के, कानून को ताक में रख के, जिस प्रकार से एक बड़ी संख्या के साथ एक सिट इन प्रोटेस्ट किया प्रधानमंत्री माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी के ठीक गेट के बाहर, यह उचित नहीं है। इस प्रकार से डेमोक्रेसी में काम नहीं होता है।
So, ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question on the Newshour tonight: is the opposition fighting for a cause or fighting to claim credit? That's the question, and that's the debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Aparajita Sarangi, Member of Parliament of the BJP in the Lok Sabha. Joining the debate today with her is Saugata Rai, Member of Parliament of the Trinamool Congress from Lok Sabha. Also joining the debate is Ashwini Kumar Mishra, Leader of the Congress Party. Somnath Bharti, former Minister of Law, Tourism and Culture, Government of Delhi, Senior Leader of the Aam Aadmi Party. And let me begin with Ms. Aparajita Sarangi. Ma'am, I want to ask you, democracy में ऐसा नहीं होता कि permission के बिना धरना कर लो. That is the statement given by the BJP. I want to ask you, क्या नीट के पेपर लीक परमिशन से हुए थे? क्या 2011 और 12 में जब प्रोटेस्ट जंतर मंतर में थे तो परमिशन से आपने सपोर्ट किया था? The question everybody is asking, Is the government right in keeping the door closed for 20 days, and now has the matter escalated beyond control? Because when Rahul Gandhi comes and sits on a dharna, suddenly Minister of State Jitendra Singh ji turns up there. Whereas for a meeting with the CJP on the same issue of students and what is bothering the students, it took the government 21 days to respond, in the first place. Why is the government in this situation being asked all the questions by all the parties?
A very good evening. I must thank you, Navika, for having brought very relevant questions to the table. And I'm sure we'll be enjoying this discussion. Now, let me tell you at the outset that in democracy, everyone has a right to stage protest. But at the same time, it is the responsibility of an elected government, whichever government it is at the center or in the state, to strike a balance between two things, two elements. One, the right to protest, and the maintenance of law and order. So we have to keep in mind the fact that the police is there, the entire governance system is there to ensure maintenance of law and order. But at the same time, we should not desist or rather prevent anybody from staging a peaceful protest. And that is why when our young students, the protesters, were on the streets of Delhi, you understand, I must say with all conviction at my command, that the police, in order to maintain law and order, had to resort to minimal pressure or minimal, force.
Sarangi ji, pardon me, minimal pressure is not what was seen in pictures. And as they say, one picture speaks 1,000 words. Minimal pressure is not what it seemed like. There were students that were hurt. There were students, who had to face the brunt of police lathi charge. I'm not saying, there wasn't reaction to that and police people were not hurt. But what I'm saying is, why did things come to such a pass? If the government was a hearing government, they would have noticed this protest that had been going on for 3 weeks. Nobody even bothered to look at them. Nobody bothered to even acknowledge that there was a problem, and the problem does exist. We can't shut our eyes to it.
I must acknowledge and appreciate the fact as a citizen of the country that our children, our young students, actually staged a peaceful protest. They tried to restrain themselves as much as they could. But as far as police is concerned, they are bound to maintain law and order. We are extremely unhappy, or rather very sad, about the fact that some children were hurt and some of them are in the hospital. This is extremely sad. We really want them to come out and, be with us. We stand with the youth of the country. We stand with the youngsters. And this is what we have seen since 26 May 2014, the day Prime Minister Modi has taken over as the Prime Minister of this country till date. We have been with the youth of the country, and it is not denying the fact. We are with them. And no government, including the government of Prime Minister Modi, supports examination malpractice. In fact, it is all about governance, and it is very much dependent on the fact whether a government, if something goes wrong, has responded immediately or not to plug the holes. And this government of Prime Minister Modi did. And I will just request everybody to acknowledge that fact. The examination of NEET was conducted immediately thereafter very successfully, and without delay, without much ado, the results were out. I think we understand the sentiments of our children very much. At the same time, I must say today, yesterday and today, we have been seeing all these political parties going to Jantar Mantar, and today there was another interesting scene before Honorable Prime Minister's residence. Now, let me tell you that from over the arms of these young children, the political parties have been trying to shoot guns. So this is extremely unfortunate. And this was very much visible today in front of the Prime Minister's residence.
All right.
And
so
as
you
far
are
as
saying the protests have been politicized. Ashwini Kumar Mishra, Apajita Sarangi says the political parties in the opposition have completely politicized this entire students' protest. So let me ask you, the charge against the Congress party, even as they are in Mandir Marg police station, in fact, Sonia Gandhi ji has just come to meet Priyanka Gandhi Vadra there in the police station where the Congress leaders have been detained. I want to ask you, a separate location, a separate banner, a separate hero of the show, Rahul Gandhi. Is that what the Congress really wanted? Because Jantar Mantar was happening and you've been accused now of changing the venue and taking it to Lok Kalyan Marg. Is it that new address of the protest? Is that Congress's objective?
Navika ji, the Congress objective is to get justice for the student. Congress objective is to ensure that neet papers are not leaked in future. Member Parliament were telling that they used a minimal force. In fact, they were unleashing the brutality on the student yesterday, and they are calling it minimal force. I don't understand what aspects they are looking at the scenario. Now, what Rahul Gandhi ji has done, he just spoke about spoke of the voice of the people. You can arrest the leader, but you cannot arrest a voice. He is his voice of every student who was protesting there yesterday. He has been speaking to a student from last 1.5 months. There has been 22 suicides in this NEET examination. This is the 4th time NEET paper is leaked. And government, rather than setting the accountability and let Mr. Pradhan go, they are giving the excuses of, I don't know. Today we saw the leader of opposition were handcuffed, basically handcuffed, but the democracy is handicapped in the hands of Bharatiya Janata Party, his government. And we should really worry about this, that where a leader of opposition has to protest on the street in order to demand a subject to be discussed in parliament. Where are we heading as in democracy? And then there are people like Sanjay Singh.
The government agreed. The Minister of State went there and said, yes, we are ready for a debate in parliament. But then the goalpost changed. The goalpost changed, the venue changed, and Somnath Bharti ji, there is all kind of mudslinging and accusations that are flying thick and fast between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. Whose protest is this? Is it the Aam Aadmi Party's sponsored protest at Jantar Mantar, or is it the Congress protest that has moved from Jantar Mantar now to Lok Kalyan Marg? ये कितने प्रोटेस्ट है, किस किस के प्रोटेस्ट है, कौन है इनका मेन फोर्स?
Navika ji, see, I was listening to your other panelists very carefully. You know, the place where Rahul ji opted to sit in on a dharna, which is the highest secured place in the country. I mean, sitting on a dharna with 100 odd people. Can somebody be, I mean, is it very difficult to imagine that this cannot happen without the permission of the Prime Minister? I mean, that area you can't even slow down your car. So it's all understood, the country understanding that Rahul ji and Modi ji have joined hands together to ensure that the efforts of the youth, efforts of the students, and the brutality which have been committed on the student across, on Jantar Mantar, should be minimized. So what's happening now? That is, orchestrated affair. When Rahul ji stages a dharna, he's picked up, he's taken to a police station, and please stop it. For more than a month,
it's orchestrated. You're saying government invited Rahul Gandhi to lie down on the streets in front of Lok Kalyan Marg?
You never know. You never know. So tell me one thing, Navika ji.
How do you know?
See, we all know in what way Congress helps BJP. In Delhi, they celebrated. Congress celebrated their achievement at 0 seats in Delhi just because they could defeat Aam Aadmi Party. So the problem is, the Congress will never ever discuss serious issues of the country. The problem is, that Rahul ji
नहीं तो वो कॉपीराइट आपके पास है. आप सीरियस इश्यूज करते हैं, कांग्रेस सीरियस इश्यूज नहीं करती है. अश्विनी कुमार मिश्रा, you are being accused that you have no capability of raising serious issues, and you were invited by the BJP to protest at Lok Kalyan Marg. Please respond.
Navika ji, Sanjay Singh probably would have lost some mental balance, I understand. But I consider my dear friend Somnath Bharti an intellectual and lawyer. And he also believed this. I mean, Aam Aadmi parties, Kejriwal's Aam Aadmi parties, which is pretty much a thali ka bagan, can go here and there, is accusing Congress colluding with BJP. Does this have some sort of sense? I don't understand. Please try to understand. It is a student protest. We are speaking for a student. You also go and speak for a student. Why are you worried about the credit and all? We as in Congress party has been protesting for the student from last 2 months, right after this NEET leak. What have you done? You just want to do optics and doesn't want to speak for the student. That is the reason. Go and check out what you have done last 2 months for the students. I don't understand, man. You probably need to see a doctor.
Somnath Bharti ji, the charge against you is that you are giving cover fire to the BJP because it is the BJP which had an intelligence failure. From 10 Rajaji Marg, where Congress leaders met to celebrate Mallikarjun Kharge ji's birthday, nobody knew they were going to march up to Lok Kalyan Marg, the Prime Minister's residence. Everybody met there only for the birthday party, and suddenly from there a march started. So are you giving cover fire to the BJP, or is the BJP giving cover fire to the Congress party?
Let me... Navika ji, Ashwini is a friend, so I don't want to say anything personal to him. See, what I'm saying, we are fighting for ideologies. See, problem is, it was the Congress party which had lost a complaint, the so-called Sarab Ghotala against Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, which finally inculcated in what? That it was dismissed by the trial court for a trial. Now, question comes that what was Mr. Rahul Gandhi doing for last 30 days? What was the Congress party leaders doing for last 30 days?
Respond. Where was Mr. Rahul Gandhi? And why is he not with the students at Jantar Mantar at the designated protest site? Why is he in the middle of the capital city outside the Prime Minister's house? Please respond.
Navika ji, this student protest is happening across country in different states. It is not about just one designated place. This government has lacked the empathy.
So, अपनी अलग स्पॉटलाइट चाहिए, अपनी अलग स्पॉटलाइट चाहिए, इसीलिए आप लेकर चले जाओ, लाइट लेकर चले जाओ.
चाहिए.
एक लाइट लेकर केजरीवाल जी चले गए, एक लाइट लेकर राहुल गांधी जी चले गए. अब संजय निरुपम जी, स्वागत है आपका हमारे शो पर. बहुत दिनों बाद आप आए. संजय निरुपम जी ऑफ द शिवसेना शिंदे फैक्शन. संजय निरुपम जी, ये किसकी लाइट, किसका प्रोटेस्ट का क्रेडिट वॉर चल रहा है, या वाकई इज एनीबॉडी वरीड अबाउट द स्टूडेंट?
नविका जी, सबसे पहले तो मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा कि ये जो मुद्दा है ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दा है. नीट की परीक्षा हो या किसी भी तरह की परीक्षा हो, उसके पेपर लीक होना मतलब छात्रों के भावनाओं के साथ, छात्रों के भविष्य के साथ बड़ा खिलवाड़ है. अब तक पता नहीं कितने एग्जामिनेशन के पेपर लीक हुए हैं. नीट एक फ्लैश पॉइंट बना और ये कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी जैसे जो लोग, जो यंगस्टर्स निकल के आए, उन्होंने मुद्दा खड़ा किया और सही किया. और कोई भी सरकार हो, और सरकार में अगर कोई गलती होती है तो सबको अधिकार है उसका विरोध करने का या आवाज बुलंद करने का. सरकार ने इस विषय को बड़ी गंभीरता से लिया और सरकार ने फिर से पहले तो नीट का एग्जाम कैंसिल किया, फिर से नीट का एग्जाम कराया, उसके रिजल्ट आ गए, 11 लाख बच्चे पास हो गए. अब मुद्दा यह है कि अगर उसके बाद भी कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी के लोग एक धरना प्रदर्शन जारी कर रहे हैं तो उनकी मांग क्या, उद्देश्य क्या है? उनकी मांग यह है कि एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर इस्तीफा दे. क्यों? क्योंकि पेपर लीक हुआ. अगर मंत्री जिम्मेदार था पेपर लीक के लिए और मान लिया जाए थोड़ी देर के लिए, तो उसी मंत्री के देखरेख में फिर से एग्जामिनेशन होता है, न तो पेपर लीक होता है, न किसी तरह की अप्रिय कोई घटना घटती है। एग्जाम होता है, रिजल्ट्स आते हैं, बच्चे पढ़ने चले जाते हैं या जाने की तैयारी करते हैं, एडमिशन की तैयारी करते हैं। इसलिए अब इस आंदोलन को बहुत आगे खींचने का कोई अर्थ नहीं था, लेकिन इस आंदोलन के पीछे जो मकसद था वो राजनीतिक था। मैंने 2010 और 11 का भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ जो जंतर मंतर पे आंदोलन होता था, रामलीला मैदान में अन्ना हजारे, केजरीवाल, उसको बहुत करीब से देखा था। वो भ्रष्टाचार के मुद्दे पे आंदोलन था, जन लोकपाल बनाने के लिए आंदोलन था। निकल के आ गई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी आम आदमी पार्टी, जन लोकपाल आज तक नहीं बना। भ्रष्टाचार खत्म करने की बात, मतलब उसी भ्रष्टाचार के आरोप में केजरीवाल जेल चले गए। मुझे डर है कि ये पूरा आंदोलन अब पॉलिटिसाइज हो गया है। इस आंदोलन में सभी लोग थोड़ा थोड़ा सा, जो आपने ऑप्टिक्स की बात कही, सभी लोग थोड़ा थोड़ा सा फुटेज लेने के लिए जा रहे हैं। पहले बहुत दिनों तक कोई नहीं गया, बाद में केजरीवाल जी पहुंच गए, आज शरद पवार जी पहुंच गए, संजय राउत भी पहुंच गए, कम्युनिस्ट भी घुस गए, शबाना आजमी भी घुस गई, और आज कांग्रेस पार्टी ने सोचा कि अब छात्रों का मुद्दा गर्म हो गया, इसके ऊपर थोड़ा स्पॉटलाइट अपन भी ले लेते हैं। अब की मांग के सुनिए, कांग्रेस जनता पार्टी ने क्या कहा? धर्मेंद्र प्रधान इस्तीफा दो। कल शबाना आजमी तुमने कहा, क्या कहा? ये तो इस्तीफे की बात तो सिंबॉलिक है, हमारी ये मांग नहीं है। हमारी मांग है 6% of the total GDP should be spent on education for a long time. We are demanding this. एजुकेशन सिस्टम का एक ओवरऑलिंग होनी चाहिए, उसमें बदलाव होना चाहिए। अच्छा, उनकी डिमांड बदल जाती है। आज राहुल गांधी जी को मैंने देखा, क्या किए वो बोले कि पार्लियामेंट में इस विषय पे डिबेट नहीं करा रहे, इसलिए हम यहां बैठे हैं। सरकार ने कहा पार्लियामेंट में डिबेट करा दिए। तो सिर्फ गोलपोस्ट ही नहीं, लाइमलाइट ही नहीं, हीरो ही नहीं, लीडर ही नहीं, डिमांड बदलते जा रहे हैं। क्यों? क्योंकि अब छात्रों के कंधे पे बंदूक रख के सरकार के ऊपर निशाना लगाया जा रहा है। ये पूरा आंदोलन अन्ना हजारे के आंदोलन की तरह कंप्लीटली पॉलिटिसाइज हो गया है। मैं सरकार से निवेदन करूंगा कि इसको पूरी तरह से पॉलिटिकली हैंडल करिए। जिन बच्चों के साथ खिलवाड़ हुआ, उन बच्चों को न्याय दीजिए। ये बच्चों के एग्जामिनेशन के पेपर लीक नहीं होने चाहिए। ये जो तरह तरह के लोग वहां स्पॉटलाइट लेने के लिए, फुटेज लेने के लिए, अपने आप को चमकाने के लिए आ रहे हैं, जरा उन पे ध्यान दीजिए। पॉलिटिकल पार्टी तो दूर, अब ये
आप कह रहे हैं कि सरकार, आप भी तो ये कह रहे हैं कि सरकार को पहले ध्यान देना चाहिए था। देर हो गई हुजूर आते आते, बड़ी देर हो गई हुजूर आते आते, बट Shagatoda, has the students' protest now been completely politically hijacked? And is everybody with a ready-made cause, a ready-made platform, a ready-made emotional outburst, is everybody trying to take their slice to somehow try and get some credit for taking such a big issue? Is that what is happening? Because there are some parties making beeline to Jantar Mantar, some parties doing something separately, first in Dehradun, then in Delhi. What do you think is happening?
Before I answer your question, let me lodge my protest that I did not volunteer that I want to come to Times Now channel. You made me sit for 25 minutes. I'm an elderly man and MP for a long time.
Pardon me, Shagatoda. Pardon me, neglect. But since the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party had, a face-off, it took me time to come to you. As always, forgive me. You've always been kind and a good man. Forgive me, but let's get to the debate.
The point is simply, first let us say that from our party we fully support this movement by young people of Cockroach Janata Party. They have been going on. I also support what Sonam Wangchuk did in fasting for a long time. He is a non-political man but a social activist who did a good protest. Yesterday, I was in Delhi when I saw the lathi charge made on these students. 118 people were injured. Whole Delhi was under a siege as if there was a coup attempt. I strongly condemn the government's lathi charge on the students. Many students were injured. Some of them are still in hospital. Today, I am not concerned about who is getting political advantage. All I want to say that for 2 days, Parliament has been adjourned. One of the demands is that the NEET question leak should be discussed. Today, after Rahul Gandhi sat on Dharna, only then Jitendra Singh came and said that they were prepared to discuss it. But it said nothing about Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. Rahul Gandhi is the leader of the opposition. He has a right to raise any issue. Rahul Gandhi also has a right to support the Cockroach Jantar Party. All I want to say that the government must realize that this is a situation in which the country is afire and things will get worse before it gets better. Let me say that the government cannot ignore the protest that has emerged from Delhi Jantar Mantar to local Myanmar to throughout the country. Today in Calcutta, Mamata Banerjee has also expressed her support for the movement. And maybe we'll have such a protest in
If required, she come to Delhi, Shagotoda. Will she come to Jantar Mantar or will she follow Rahul Gandhi?
No. She has not decided. She has announced her support for the Cockroach Jantar Party, their movement. She has not mentioned anything about Rahul Gandhi, but our party has support for whatever Rahul Gandhi has done.
Okay.
Fault with it.
Aparajita ji,
Leader of the
please note the nuance. Mamata Banerjee has supported the CJP, not said anything specific for Rahul Gandhi. Dimple Yadav ji at Jantar Mantar, Akhilesh Yadav ji at Lok Kalyan Marg. Arvind Kejriwal, Sharad Pawar, Sanjay Raut, all at Jantar Mantar. Rahul Gandhi here alone. Are you seeing an opportunity of political manipulation here, or are you going to look at what the students have to say?
A couple of observations from my side. Please allow me some time. Number one, the opposition is a divided house. There is nothing called indie bloc. I think everything is very much obvious to the entire nation, the way these people have been behaving and mudslinging at one another. So that is one part. Number two, my earnest appeal as a citizen of the country and as a member of the Bharatiya Janata Party to everybody would be, let us not politicize the issues of young students. The government does not want to politicize the issues. There are problems.
Your request has come too late.
What governance is all about.
Your request has come too late. It has taken 24 days, but it is now completely political.
I fully appreciate that, but then why don't you realize that NEET examination had to be conducted immediately thereafter, and the results had to come out immediately after the examination was over. So this was one of the concerns of government, which must have taken time. But at the same time, let me tell you that we stand with our young students. Our Prime Minister spoke to all of us who are part of the NDA today in the morning at 9:30, and he conveyed his thoughts about the young students. He's so very proud of the fact that, they are unfurling their flags everywhere within India and beyond. So he talked about his visit to France and many things he talked about, which actually, filled us with a lot of pride for the youth. Now we are here to encourage and motivate them and just give them the confidence that the government is with them. Now, number three thing I would like to say. See, you just mentioned when you started.
Somnath Bharti ji, are you convinced?
LOP.
Are you convinced?
I fail to understand. See, if you look at the videos, ma'am, wherein young girls have been beaten up mercilessly by police. the kind of brutality which you have committed on the youngsters, history will not forgive you. And they don't belong to any political party. They're ordinary, young children, aged 15,
That's
16,
very unfortunate.
17, and these children will carry for
Navika,
their
let me
whole
come in,
life
please.
the kind of, bruise you have given to them.
Okay. Aparajita ji is responding to you. Aparajita ji.
The song of Mr. Modi, the man who ran away
I
from the
fully
parliament.
acknowledge that.
You had to run.
There is no denying the fact that our children have been hurt, and we are extremely sorry about that. We just want our children to be up and about. It's very unfortunate whatever happened yesterday. Having said that, let me make an appeal to all my colleagues within the parliament that 2 days have passed, and for one full sitting day, we spend 9 crore of rupees. So rupees 18 crore already gone. For every minute, it is 2.5 lakh.
There are lives that have been lost. Let's not count only the crores. संजय निरुपम जी, ये राजनीतिक रोटियां तो अब सीख रही हैं। क्या सरकार से देर हुई रिएक्शन में? पहला सवाल, 21st of June was the NEET re-exam. 28th of June is when Sonam Wangchuk sat on a hunger strike. I want to ask you, since then to now, do you think there have been lapses, not just in security, Delhi police, intelligence, and even opening of dialogue?
मैं मान सकता हूं कि सरकार चाहती तो थोड़ा पहले रिएक्ट कर सकती थी। सरकार एक डायलॉग का, संवाद का एक चैनल खोल सकती थी, इसमें कोई गलत बात नहीं। लेकिन हर सरकार जब कोई इस तरह से धरने पे बैठा है, अनशन करता है, तो थोड़ी देर के लिए इंतजार करती है। सरकार पहले दिन नहीं पहुंच जाती है। हाँ, हो सकता है जैसे वांगचुक जी बैठे। अब वांगचुक के बारे में विथ ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट टू हिम, वो एक सोशल एक्टिविस्ट हैं, वो लद्दाख से आते हैं, ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी के, उनका बहुत आदर करता हूं मैं। लेकिन आपको पता है उनके ऊपर ऑलरेडी सीबीआई इंक्वायरी चल रही है। उनका एक एनजीओ है जिसका एफसीआरए जो रजिस्ट्रेशन है वो रद्द हो चुका है। उन पर फॉरेन एक्सचेंज वायलेशन का केस चल रहा है। तो जब वो आके यहां पे बैठते हैं तो क्या वो महज छात्रों की चिंता है या अपना व्यक्तिगत फ्रस्ट्रेशन या अपना व्यक्तिगत स्कोर सेटल करने के लिए वो आए हैं? तो सरकारों को कभी कभी आंदोलनकारियों की नीयत के बारे में भी सोचना समझना पड़ता है। हाँ, जब उनके हालात खराब हो गए लगातार अनशन करने से, तो इसी सरकार ने उनको बहुत अच्छे ढंग से अस्पताल में पहुंचाया ताकि इनका कुछ ज्यादा बिगड़े नहीं और इनको स्वस्थ रखा जा सके। जहां तक ये कांग्रेस जनता पार्टी के तमाम जो आंदोलनकारियों की बात है, उनका आंदोलन शुरू हुआ था और सही मुद्दे पे शुरू हुआ था, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। लेकिन उसके बाद जब सरकार ने बहुत कुछ कर दिया और सरकार ने उन बच्चों के भविष्य को सुरक्षित रखने की दिशा में अपनी पूरी प्रतिबद्धता दिखाई और ईमानदारी दिखाई, मुझे लगता है कि उनको अपना आंदोलन वापस ले लेना चाहिए था। वरना आज क्या हुआ, उनका आंदोलन पूरा हो चुका।
आंदोलन वापस ले लेना चाहिए था। अश्विनी जी अपने दिन याद करिए, 2011 हमारे सोमनाथ भारती जी बैठे हैं, ये बैठे हुए थे वहां रामलीला। आपने कितनी बात सुन ली थी उस वक्त प्रोटेस्ट की जो रामलीला मैदान में हो रहे थे? आपकी सरकार भी तो सुनने में मुश्किल कर रही थी ना?
नहीं नाविका जी, पहले तो मैं जानना चाहता हूं संजय निरुपम जी से और मैडम एमपी से कि जो बच्चे मरे हैं, जिन्होंने सुसाइड किया है बिकॉज ऑफ दिस पेपर लीक, उसके लिए जेल कौन जाएगा? संजय जी जाएंगे, धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जाएंगे या मोदी जाएंगे? क्योंकि अकाउंटेबिलिटी किसकी है? बच्चे अगर नीट पेपर लीक हुआ है और उसके कारण सुसाइड किए हैं, अबेटमेंट ऑफ सुसाइड का केस किस पे बनेगा? जरा बताएं, इसका जवाब।
राजस्थान में कितने पेपर लीक हुए थे? कितनी बार इस्तीफा दिया था अशोक गहलोत ने? बता दीजिए। अभी स्टूडेंट्स पर केरला में एसएफआई पर वाटर कैनन हुआ, कौन अकाउंटेबिलिटी देगा?
इन लास्ट 20 years major 92 एग्जाम पेपर लीक्स and out of that 80 is under NDA government. 80 in last 12 years. So paper leak की बात नहीं करना। The moot question is they still don't know the reason for paper leak. How will they fix the problem if you don't know?
Aparajita, last word, Aparajita Sangi ji.
See, I didn't want to come to this particular list because this is not the time to talk about these things. You know, if I have committed wrong, I don't think two wrongs justify anything. See, Bihar School Examination Board, multiple incidents of paper leak. Haryana Civil Services Examination 1998 leak. Maharashtra SSC HSC Examination leak 1989-99. CBSE Class 12 Mathematics League 1993, Delhi University Law Entrance League 1997, AIMS Entrance 2003 and 2012 leaks, CAT CAT League 2003, CBSE Class 10 and 12 Paper League 2006, then SSC CGL 2013 league. But this is not the time to discuss about these things. Right now, through your channel, I can only make a very humble submission to all the parliamentarians cutting across political parties to actually pick up an issue, whichever issue that you want, which is decided in the Business Advisory Committee, and start the debate in the Lok Sabha. In fact, we should go for debate. Please don't go for disruption. We want dialogue.
Well said, सोमनाथ भारती जी। पंजाब के चुनाव आ गए हैं, कंपटीशन तेज हो गया है, और अगर मैं क्रिकेट कमेंट्री की तरह करूं यहां पर, तो आपके और कांग्रेस पार्टी के बीच में इस वक्त जो कंपटीशन है वो बहुत नजदीकी है। आप जंतर मंतर पर
जी आप ही नहीं बचा पाएंगे बीजेपी को। अब
मैं तो आपको बचा रही हूं, मैं तो आपको बचा रही हूं। आप
मीडिया नहीं
एपी आम आदमी पार्टी
कुछ नहीं कर पाएगी। अब गोदी मीडिया भी नहीं बचा पाएगी भाजपा को।
Well, that is the way you look at it, but look at the political opportunism and the political competition that's playing out right in front of our eyes. Look at the beeline in Jantar Mantar. Look at the separate spotlight that happened today at Kalyan Marg. Which side are the students on? Let's leave it to the students. And we asked this question, we did a survey. Team Rahul Gandhi starts separate Dharna. Too late, too little? Yes say 79%, no say 16%, can't say 5%. 79% people believe little late and too little at this point in time. Well, this is a protest and a running story. We'll keep our eyes on the developments. It's not done till it's done. We'll have to say whether the government saves the day from here on, or whether we see one-upmanship in the Congress party and the opposition ranks. Who wins, who loses? I hope the students do. But at the moment, well, the jury is still out on that. Thank you very much to all my panelists joining me on debate number 1.